Hello, lovelies! Welcome back to the HVAC Diaries. My name is Jessica, and I'm otherwise known as HVAC Jess on Instagram. So if you're not already following me there, go and do that now. Today is Saturday, January 15th, and this is my weekly vlog. I hope you all had a really great week. Mine was fairly good. Some highlights from my week were we did a unit lift, a crane lift this week, and crane day is always very exciting and very stressful. Exciting because it's a crane, stressful because it's a crane. I'm the person in the company that organizes all the cranes, and it's always super stressful right up until the very moment that the unit is dangling in the sky. I once ordered a crane that wasn't big enough. I underestimated how long the roof was, and the crane didn't reach the unit, and that was a nightmare. So every time I have a crane day, it's a bit of a sleepless night. This crane lift was a little bit different to others because usually we're lifting a full packaged unit that's like 700 or more pounds. And this little unit that we had to lift this week was just a small mini split condensing unit. A little embarrassing that we had to get a crane, but the unit didn't fit through the roof hatch, and the building is 3 stories high. Otherwise we would have probably considered roping it up the side of the building. Although I don't know if you guys have seen that video going around the internet right now with those 2 guys roping up that unit, and one of them drops it and the whole thing falls, and that's a lot more stressful and expensive than hiring a crane. So we got a crane and we got it up on the roof. The stressful part about this one was that I told my site contact to have the parking lot empty for when we arrived, and it was for the most part, except for these 2 trucks at the end of the building. And when we arrived, we were like, that's totally fine. The rest of the parking lot is open, and we have this whole side of the building to lift on. Well, we're not crane operators, so when the crane arrived, he immediately noticed the one single strand of electrical line that he could not lift over. So we finally got in touch with the owners of the 2 trucks, and they kept promising us that they were going to remove the trucks, and they never did. So an hour later, we had a game plan, and the crane operator lifted them with the trucks in place. And it was pretty sketchy, but he did such a great job. Now we're just waiting for the roofer to go and install a roof jack for us to give us a place to install our line sets. So once that's done, we'll be back to install the line sets and mount the indoor unit and get the whole thing running. This week we also replaced a few combustion blower motors or venter motors or inducer motors. Same as last week, it's heating season. We're going to be doing this for a while. What I found interesting though was I ordered 2 motors from the same place, from York. And one comes as a complete assembly, as a kit. We just replace one for one. But the other one just came as a motor by itself. We had to reuse the blower wheel. This thing is so rusted, it's definitely not coming off the shaft. So luckily our supplier had a new blower wheel. And this is the old guy. See how rusty it is? We ended up having to cut the shaft completely so we could get the mounting plate. New motor, new wheel or squirrel cage, and the thing is up and running again. But sometimes you just don't know what you're getting. It's the complete package, or it's just the motor itself and you gotta strip it down. One job we did this week came through Instagram as a referral. They had another company install 3 rooftop units, train units, and now that it's heating season, every time the units fire up in heating, they let freezing cold air in. So we took a look, and it was pretty easy to see that they hadn't installed the economizers properly. They had just wired them strangely, so every time the unit starts up, the economizer opens up completely, giving 100% fresh air, bringing freezing cold air into the space. So we did a couple of adjustments there, and now they're working as they should. I also replaced the filters at my pub and liquor store, which I do on a monthly basis. I'm always so surprised how dirty those filters are every single month. We found and repaired two refrigerant leaks on a reach-in cooler at a bakery. Our little sniffer. This is a digital leak detector to sniff out the leak, and then we use a soapy solution to pinpoint where the leak is actually coming out of the pipes. Found them on the two U-bends going into the evaporator. My brother repaired them, and that's that. And the last job I'll tell you about this week, we replaced a door latch on a walk-in cooler. I've got the old one here with me. So basically there's a plate on the back that gets screwed into the door, and there's a pneumatic cylinder on the inside that you have to release this little pin that holds it in place by using a needle nose pliers to pull out this little pin thing. You can see it there. So pull out this guy, releases this pin, comes out on the inside, and that gives you access to remove the plate. Now this other section here gets mounted onto the top of the door, and then when the door closes, this guy's broken, right? So this usually will be open like that, and when the door closes, this fits right into there and latches on. But obviously this one is broken, and somebody, I think, has taken a hammer to this top bracket, so this ball doesn't even go in here anymore. There we go. It's not right. We've replaced it with a proper one that works really well. And the guy, when we were replacing this thing, the guy that owns the restaurant or whatever was watching us like a hawk the whole way through. And he was not shy to tell us that it's a little bit crooked on the one side. Anyway, that's all I got for you this week. Thanks so much for tuning in again to the HVAC Diaries. I hope you guys have an awesome week ahead, and I will see you all next week.